All right, guys. Hi. It is Thursday, April 30th, our last day of April. Tomorrow we start May. Today we're going to talk about causes of World War II. We're going to talk about the Roaring Twenties, and we are going to talk about the Depression a little and how different countries responded to the Depression. So, Roaring Twenties, you guys know it's a revolution in art, literature, music, women's rights, science, and technology. I'm going to kind of hit on all of those super quick. So, new thinkers, Albert Einstein, he becomes famous for his theory of relativity. Sigmund Freud, father of psychology, starts talking about his ideas both during this time period. Literature, we've got the Lost Generation. All these people went to fight in World War One. Some of their friends died, and a lot of great writers died as well. So the existentialism starts to become the main style. It's a philosophy that says each person must make meaning in a world that has no universal meaning. So a lot of these writers are kind of lost during this time period. Art starts to shift to a more surreal movement. You see the Salvador Dali painting where time's kind of melting away. Other art with that surrealist movement, I really like this Rene Magritte painting where he looks at the egg and this guy's painting a bird, so he sees like the potential there. I think that's kind of cool. Music, big change in music. Jazz comes onto the scene. Louis Armstrong, famous for playing the trumpet. If you want to listen to some of his stuff, you can click there or search it on the YouTube. Duke Ellington, another famous composer, he comes about out of this jazz age. Women, they're gaining the right to vote in a lot of different countries around the world, not just the U.S., but Britain, Germany, Sweden, and Austria. So it's really cool to see women gaining the right to vote, not just in one country, but all across the world, roughly about the same time. Women wore their hair shorter, this bobbed haircut style. They wore that smoky eyed makeup. And they started to gain more independence in what they did socially and in different jobs and careers. Transportation starts to change quite a bit. Charles Lindbergh famously flies the Spirit of St. Louis airplane across the Atlantic solo. But not just airplane transportation changing, but cars become more readily available for people. It's not just something for the rich anymore, but everyone can do it because cars are more affordable, and there's also better technology being incorporated too during the 20s. Entertainment wise, in the Roaring Twenties, Charlie Chaplin comes to be famous. He's the most famous of the silent film stars. There's a quick little 4 or 5 minute video. If you guys wanted to watch that, you could. Steamboat Willie is one of the most famous cartoons of the age. I believe it's the first one to use sound. You see Mickey Mouse in there. But after this Roaring Twenties, a depression hits. The economy drops out. A large number of people are unemployed. People are starving, losing their homes. It's really rough, and it's not just in America, but it's all across the world. If you think about Germany, because of the Treaty of Versailles, having to pay back all that debt, not being able to build up an army, they're really going to be hit especially hard. Austria as well. Britain starts doing economic reforms to preserve democracy. France has five governments go through in and out, but they still stay democratic. Uh, Denmark, Sweden, Norway all become socialist. Here in the USA, FDR, you guys remember, uses the New Deal, tries to keep the economy going here. The New Deal doesn't fix the depression, but it eases the pain. Um, in Russia, we know they went communist during the First World War. Japan, Italy, and Germany all experienced nationalist movements. Fascism, it's a far right type of government where you can't really question. You don't have other forms of government. You just have to do what your leader says. You're extremely loyal to your leader and to your government. Um, and that's what happens in Italy. Benito Mussolini comes to power there. Adolf Hitler rises to power in Germany through Mein Kampf was his famous book, um, and he kind of sets his agenda for what's to come from there. Um, there's also Hungary, Poland, Yugoslavia, Albania, Bulgaria, Romania all become fascist. Czechoslovakia remains a democracy. Japan, Emperor Hirohito, he is a symbol for the country, but they are uh, becoming more and more